I got this on the rocks margarita I had in my fridge because I don't have any liquor because I was planning to record tomorrow. And I just took it's fucking gross. It tastes like goddamn, like...
Really?
It tastes like cigarette butts. Yeah.
Ew. Have you ever tried the one from Costco?
I tried your
the
mom
Kirkland
from
brand?
Costco. I'm sorry. That's twice today I've done that. I'm sorry, Ray. I don't mean to insult your mom.
she's if you knew her, she's the sweetest lady you'll ever meet. Therefore, is uninsultable, because that's a word.
Yeah, kind of like my mom till I figured out she committed voter fraud. Let's see here.
Wow, we're gonna have to get her good.
Yeah. Ugh. God, it's 128, boys. I was thinking about this.
Holy smokes.
Remind me after the show when I'm good and drunk to call into fucking NFHC. But I was thinking about 128 TRDS, actually 129 if you count 0, right? And then 114 triple T, that's 242, 242, right? So then you figure all the storm ride. I mean, it had to be around. I couldn't. Yeah, all the storm ride stuff. It's not more than 50. It's not less than 20. We want to call it 30. Maybe I did 30 shows in storm ride. No, we did.
Yeah, Scott Johnson just recorded his 2000th episode of the morning stream.
Yeah, thanks, Rent. Fucking shit all over me. God damn it. Fuck. I don't know why I do this. I'm trying to make myself feel good. Trying to figure. Fuck.
I mean, he does it 5 days a week with Ryan Ibbett. It's a full-time job.
Okay, let's just do a show. Fuck Scott Johnson.
He used to do a World of Warcraft advice podcast. He even did the original Drunken podcast, changing the game and influencing a generation of podcasters. But he was disgraced, accused of crimes he never committed. Shamed, he disappeared. By the grace and generosity of Mr. Rich Dickman, he was raised again. Seconded by his co-host, definitely not main host, Ray, Rem Dickman has returned, sexier and more handsome than ever. This is The Rich Dickman Show, the greatest podcast ever produced by Rich Dickman with Rem and Ray. Featuring executive producer Randy, producer Ryan, Maddie from Australia, hot drummer Newsbaden, and Svensson. The Rich Dickman Show, your slightly better than mediocre podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 128 of The Rich Dickman Show, the podcast that is slightly better than mediocre. I am your host. I am Rem. Once again, back at you in this thing we call a podcast where I talk for, 90 minutes or more with my friend, and then you listen to it. So you get to peer into our lives like a little conversation, like a voyeur of sorts. That's a sexy word, Ray, isn't it? How you doing, buddy? Ray, what's going on, you voyeur, with your construction in the background?
Yeah, I don't mind if people are listening to us and masturbating, because that's what voyeurs do, right?
Like the
definition.
Right into it. You just went right into it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what Craig does every week. He jumps in the Discord, just listens to us, and he tickles his little virtual penis.
Do you think Randy does that when he's alone?
I don't know. What do you think, Rand? Yeah, he's shaking his head. Yeah. So I don't think I have to do too much investigative journalism on this one. I think the answer is right in front of us.
All right, big show tonight. Big show tonight, Ray. We may have Maddie from Australia join us, maybe, but he's a big pussy, so probably not. I'm not getting my hopes up for that asshole. All right, but we have some submissions from Hot Drummer Newsbaby and from Randy for Dick of the Week. We've got our Thinking with Your Dickman. Okay, but Ray, it happened. The biggest interview we've ever had in the Rich Dickman Show happened earlier this week, and unfortunately you couldn't make it. All right, so I'll tell everybody that right now. Ray couldn't. Yeah. Ray had to do. Ray
constructing things.
Yeah, Ray was working in construction that day. He couldn't make it. We finally had an interview, myself and Mr. Porno Man. So we will be playing that for you on this show tonight. Randy, you have a live mic. Get in here, Randy. I need to know what your thoughts are quickly because I know you and Mr. Porno Man had a bit of a feud, and I don't like the guy at all.
He's a piece of shit. I don't know what you're saying. It wasn't a feud. He's just a son of a bitch. He came in here and tried to make me look like a piece of shit when he's the piece of shit, even though he helps everybody. I don't care. No, who cares if he saved Spaghetti's life? All right. And then made Isaac not go to prison. I don't know. I forget what he did for Isaac.
Like, fuck Spaghetti. Speaking of Spaghetti, like, he sent me a message earlier this week, and it was at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was sound asleep because, I'm an adult. And he asked me, "Are you Somalian?" And then I woke up and I said, I don't think so. But last I checked, I wasn't. Why? And he never responded to me. So I have no idea. I don't know why he would ask me that question. Spaghetti, if you're listening, I need to know why.
Are you a sommelier?
Maybe. He is a stupid
Maybe
teenager.
because you're a butt pirate?
So probably. Oh, come on, Randy. God damn it.
What?
Like, I stuck up.
You know what?
Everybody knows that you eat the booty like it's Cheerios.
All right. I'm sorry I gave you a live mic.
It's called a rim job for a reason.
All right.
It's named after you, bud.
Randy, mute it, Randy.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
So I've been going down this mental path this week because I've had a lot more time to just sit and think about things, kind of like an old person.
Yeah.
Which I'm slowly becoming.
Welcome to my life.
So, I know, right? So as I've stayed over the last couple of weeks, my brother-in-law has been staying with us. And I ended up having to go pick up a bed frame. Took him with me just in case it got heavy. So spent about an hour and a half in the car with him. And I, just seeing him come and go. This is not shit talking. This is just when someone is that age, they're just so undeveloped. Like they don't know what's going on. Like, so he's 21, 22, early 20s.
So you're very stupid at that age. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, and that's not an indictment on him. That's literally everybody. And at some point I said to him something like, hey, we all fuck up. So hopefully your mistakes don't cost you too big. You know what I mean? Because some of the stuff he says is it's comical to look back and think like, I would never do that now.
I hate getting into serious discussions, but you kind of led me into this one, Ray, and I'm sorry. Okay. But I've long said that men between 18 and 27 are the stupidest creatures on earth. The absolute stupidest fucking creatures on earth, right? And it's not getting any better these days. Even though we have a wealth of knowledge, we have the history of the world, every single bit of literature you could ever read in your lifetime, every little encyclopedia, every little piece of information.
You need experience.
It's in your pocket. It's in your pocket, so you can read up on anything. You can learn how to change light bulbs. You can learn how to fix your lawnmower just by watching YouTube, right? Yeah, we're just getting stupider. Our young men are just getting stupider and stupider. Why? Because we don't challenge them. Ray, we don't challenge them. We don't force them to develop. All right? We make it easy for everybody growing up and getting through life. And then when they get to they're 22 and like, oh God, I don't know what to do with myself anymore. I just got out of college. I have this fancy degree. Nobody's hiring me because I have no experience. I was told I was going to be making $100,000 with this degree right out of college. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm going to go live with my parents and live in the basement. And then they're going to let me just play video games all day. And I ain't going to do shit. And next thing you know, you're 40 and you missed out on everything. Unlike me, I'm about to be 40 next month, Ray. I don't know if you knew that. And I haven't missed out on shit. I've had a crazy busy life. I just want to rest. I just want to lay down.
Yeah.
I just want to lay down and take a nap.
Well,
and I can't take a nap.
So that's what people his age do. That's what's funny. Like, so he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I'm still hungover. And this is like at 5 p.m., right? He's like, I was on one last night. He's like, I got so blackout drunk that
just like spaghetti.
I tripped. Yeah, this is the life of the early 20s. He's like, I tripped and I fell. I think hit like the slider door jam. I busted my chin open, and you can see like he's got a little scab forming. He's like, and then all I know is at some point I woke up because my friends had me outside. They took my shirt off. They like had carried me outside and were hosing me off. And I'm like, yeah, that's the life of when you're 22 years old, right?
That sounds like ass producer Chris. Like, so, he's 25.
Just stuff where I'm thinking if I did that today, I would be losing my job because it'd be so irresponsible, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can't live like that when you, I don't know, are older and have responsibilities. But at that age, like I said, you fuck up and hopefully learn from it. That's what I'm saying is experience. But So my wife was telling me that because he works for the in-laws in their family business, they were like, yeah, can you like tell him to like, can you wake him up at like 5:30 so he can be at work on time? And we were both like, no.
Yeah.
Like, what do you
got enough
what do you
to
want
worry
us
about.
to, like, we're not babysitting him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no, like you discipline him at work, family thing. Like, I don't care if it's family business. Like if he's not showing up on time, that's on you guys. That's
you don't
not
need
my
a fifth child.
responsibility.
You should bring that asshole on the show.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to him. What's his name?
You would, I don't want to give away his name just in
okay.
case,
Right.
just in case, but,
Can you text it to me?
He had this brilliant idea, sarcastically, I say that, he's like, man, I'm exploring business opportunities. He's like, I think I got a really good idea, and it's a Bong insurance company. Can't even. He's like, those things cost a lot of money and they break all the time. So, if you just could buy the insurance.
Look at Randy.
And and all I wanted to, so here's the thing though, right? Like, what am I supposed to do? Try and sit here and give him like actual life advice on this. I'm like, you know what? If you want to do something and put your heart into it and learn from it, absolutely go for it, man. Try and make a plan.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah. Do I think it's like if he was on Shark Tank, if he proposed on Shark Tank, do you think anyone would even entertain an offer? Probably not. But it's at least he's trying to think outside the box.
I'll tell you what, Ray. When Steve Jobs got in front of his friends and said, I have an idea for a phone that you can video chat through and use for everything and replace your home computer with, he got laughed at. He got laughed at and thrown out of the strip club he was in. Okay? And then he did a whole bender of cocaine and crack that night and ended up with Marion Barry. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm sure it happened. He got laughed at. And now he's a millionaire, but he's dead too.
But he left his mark on the world despite getting laughed at.
Pissed all over it.
So
pissed all over the world and
jokes
left
on
his
us.
scent. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Ray.
Yeah.
I want to piss on the world before I die. All right, richdickman.com for all your Rich Dickman needs. Get there, go there. Everything you need Rich Dickman-wise is there. Hey, do we have a link to our Discord there? Because you could do that. Randy, take care of that. No, wait, you don't have website access. Ray, in your update list, we need a Discord link on our website. Okay. But you can get merch, face masks, T-shirts, all that sort of stuff. richdickman.com. Tell your friends. All right. And the Discord tier. I hate it when I get like this. Like I'm still lost. bit.do/TRDS1. We got a lot to do tonight, Ray. All right. That Mr. Porno Man interview is a little bit lengthy. All right. So just get a couple things out of the way real quick. I need to tell you that I hate everybody and everything, especially everybody out there who is peddling the fear with the coronavirus. Listen, I have it on good authority that a 74-year-old overweight man got coronavirus and cured himself in 3 days. All right, just kind of like Jesus Christ. All right, he got coronavirus. He took a nap and he woke up feeling better. So how bad can it be, right? My daughter, Ray. It's my kids went back to school full time 2 weeks ago. Typically, when they're 2 weeks into school, they catch colds. Now, because my kids have been home since fucking March, my kids haven't had a cold, however many months it's been. 7 months, all right? So my daughter comes down with a cold just the other day. Her throat scratchy, sniffles, cough. And then as a cold does, it gets a little bit worse. My daughter has convinced herself that she has COVID-19. She was up all night in tears, thinking she was going to die because everywhere she looks, all she hears is the panic porn about coronavirus and COVID-19 and how all the people, and God, rest in peace, all the people who've died. All right, that sucks. Again, I'm not minimizing those deaths, but Jesus Christ, stop scaring my kids. Stop scaring my children. My fucking daughter couldn't sleep all night. She thinks she has a goddamn coronavirus. So you try telling her, I said, baby, you don't have it. You barely have a fever. Right? You can breathe fine. You can taste it. You can be okay. It's just a cold like you get every single year at this time. It's just a cold. So we're up all night with that last night, Ray, because my daughter has been scared that she has coronavirus. tries to look, the president, he had it and now he's better. You're going to be better. You're fine. You don't have it. You don't have the coronavirus. You don't have to do I have to go see a doctor? No, you don't have to see a doctor because you're getting better. You feel better today, right? Yes, I do. Okay. You're better. You're going to be okay, sweetheart. Stop. You don't need to cry. I'm sorry everybody's making you scared.
Just have her sleep with a mask on. That should fix it.
That's right. Mask secure everything.
No, so here's what I was actually thinking about this. I think that maybe it was a revelation to me and everyone else has already realized this, but I believe that the mask is, call it a defense mechanism or some sort of placebo effect, because the reality is this. It's one part of the equation, right? Like there's many other aspects to transmitting and getting coronavirus or any other virus. But so I was listening to the radio as I was on my way to the recycling place today, that lovely business. And as I was parking, this lady on the radio, the DJ, she goes, "Oh yeah, I placed my order for my coffee at the local coffee shop. Walked in, went to go get my coffee. And what do you know? The person serving it wasn't wearing their face mask all the way. It wasn't even covering their nose. What an idiot." And I'm like thinking, yeah, but you still took the coffee. So you're not actually that afraid. You know what I mean? Like all it is people just view that if you're wearing the mask, you're protected. Yeah. So, like it's like a shield, right? But they don't realize that that's one piece of the puzzle. So it's just like an interesting, I'm just trying to fathom how people are perceiving everything, because it must come down to just, you just wear a mask, and the people that are pro mask aren't necessarily, I don't know. They don't understand what's going on, but
I do what I'm told.
Where I'm going with this, but it's just insane.
I get it. Yeah. The mask shaming and the mask virtue signaling is my God. It's out of control. You just go on blue checkmark Twitter, and you can see all these idiots with their face, with their profile pictures of them wearing masks, and then the mask shaming. It's like, oh my God, he's not wearing a mask. Get away from me! You didn't wear a mask in the flu season last year, or the year before, or the year before that. All right, I'm not comparing the two. I'm not saying they're the same, but you don't want to get the flu, so why won't you wear a mask? Randy, pop in because you're making faces. That's fine. It's just dumb. We've become stupid.
I'm glad you weren't comparing it to the flu. That's all. It's a little deadlier.
I'm not saying it's not. What I'm saying is, if you were so worried about your health, why weren't you wearing a mask last year? Right?
Oh, right. Yeah. Or I could lose a bunch of weight. Either way. I don't really care about the health.
Yeah.
There's stuff like too.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. See, that's the thing is like, this is just like the new fad. I'm not discounting the lives, but the reality is there's plenty of things that kill, close to around the same amount of people every year, things like that, right? Like, I was just trying to find something, but lung cancer,
interrupting you.
That's over 150,000 a year.
I wish people would take this much action against drunk driving, right? Let's wear masks for drunk driving, because that's more of an epidemic than anything else. I could be driving down the highway one night, minding my own business, doing absolutely nothing wrong, and a drunk driver decides to swerve into my lane, pushes me into a tree, and I'm dead. No fault of my own. All right. Mm-hmm. But we don't give a shit about drunk driving. Nope. No big deal. Let's go out and have a drink and have fun. Well, actually, you can't because the bars are closed right now. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's problems. Why are we overreacting to this one? Why don't we do this every year for the flu? Right? Why don't we do this for fucking gun violence? Right? You have a shooting and everyone's like, oh, let's get rid of the guns. And then a week later, you're done talking about it. Let's fucking do something. Let's solve some goddamn problems instead of we did that last week. We solved problems last week. But let's solve some problems instead of just talking about them and virtue signaling over them over and over and over again. We get nothing done because we're too busy telling everybody how much better we are. And then fucking, not because maybe Randy thinks differently about something. I won't talk to him and try to find a solution with him. Not me personally, but you know what I'm saying. Come on, Randy. That's not what I'm saying. See, this is what I'm talking about. The bullshit Randy put in the chat there. Okay. Every year, there's 10,000 people killed by drunk drivers. Okay, or alcohol impaired crash. Around that number.
Every less than an hour.
But why is that less important?
Less than every hour.
Why are those deaths less important than the people who died of COVID? It's all the same. Dying is the same. Dying sucks, right? Each death is important. So if we're going to go crazy over one, we should go crazy over them all. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we have laws. Randy, stop typing shit in the chat. And you have a track. Get in here so I can yell at you.
Well, yell at me, but just hear me out. All I'm trying to say is that we have laws to protect people against drunk driving. People go to jail for that. Kristen's, I know Kristen's cousin just got 5 years because he went left to center and killed a family of 3. You know, like I get it. He probably should have got 15, but whatever. My point is that we make laws to try and protect people against drunk driving. There's speed limits, like we have things. So when there's a once in a century pandemic, it's okay to follow public health. That's the only point that I'm making.
And nobody's saying we're not following public health. We don't need the fucking virtue signaling and the mask shaming, right? We need a more reasonable approach. And we need better education. Yeah.
The problem is that, well, I was laughing at this. Somebody, what was it on Twitter or something, said something along the lines of, you know, oh, in school, they only teach us the stuff you don't need to know, or like never teach us the important stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, but if they didn't teach you any of the stuff that they taught you now, you'd be saying the same thing about those things. Like they do teach stuff regardless. Yeah, regardless, they do teach you how viruses are transmitted. If you pay attention to biology, you understand how that shit works. Now, whether they should increase the education on that, absolutely. But it's not a matter of like right now. It just comes down to people just think mask. Well, that's not the whole solution, right? So the people that are just pro or anti-mask and that's the whole thing. Well, you need to educate yourself. You obviously don't. You don't know what you're talking about.
A virus is going to virus. It's going to do what it's going to do. It's going to go. There are plenty of people who wore masks who got caught it and passed away because of it. It's not the ultimate solution to the thing. What I'm saying is wear the masks, fine, okay, but there's more to this than just wearing a mask. All right, there's proper good hygiene, washing yourself. Fucking not spitting in people's mouths when you walk by them, that type of stuff, Randy. Okay. And we have laws against drunk driving, and we have a flu vaccine too, but people still die from the flu every year. All right. Each death is important. The COVID doesn't make it more important. People dying sucks. We don't want people to die. Let's fucking
it's
find
an
a real
extra
solution.
200,000 deaths than a normal year. That's my only point. And we could handle it better like New Zealand. And it's the number of cases per capita that's the problem. Like it'd be because that we're refusing to take these simple steps. We're having more super spreader events where we're getting, more people with cases that don't necessarily have to get them. That's all I'm saying is that it's the debate that always goes, where do your rights end where the next person's begins? Like that's always the debate that we come back to, with abortion, with anything else, is where do your rights end and the next person begins? And I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that as adults in this country, we need to try and take it seriously and do what we can, because I don't want my grandparents to die. I had to go to a funeral a couple of weeks ago and nobody was wearing masks. And
I didn't mean that.
Oh,
not at all. I'm sorry.
Well, my parents are dead, so they're kind of my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like they raised me.
My grandmother is 90. She lives in a nursing home. She caught it. And she's just fine now. Right. So, even at that age, you got a 99 point, over 99% chance of doing okay with it. All right. At my age, I got a 99.6% of living. I'll take those chances. Like, living is not the avoidance of death, man. You can't live your life just to avoid dying. Fuck that. Fuck it. Fuck everything. We need everybody needs to catch this shit so we can build herd immunity. And yes, we'll get some losses. God, I sound horrible.
Yeah, so
why are we doing this right now, Ray? Hurry up. Say your last point. I'm going to finish.
Yeah, so I think what ends up happening is you get all the people that are saying, like, we need to lock everything down, are the people that are working from home and financially stable. It's the people, like, if push comes to shove and you're out of work and you look at the numbers and you say, all right, 0.0 whatever percent chance of me catching this and then and dying, versus I live on the streets, I don't have a job, like I get nothing. At some point, people weigh those risks and say it's worth it. And that's what's interesting, is people don't really consider the other people's perspective. It is just wear a mask, and that's it. I'll
say this. I don't know if I said this in the show at all before, but I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had this thought. But I've told myself several times since March, God damn, if I didn't have a family and kids, I don't know if I could do it anymore. I don't know if I could go through with it, right? and those are dark thoughts and they're passing. All right. But everything's just fucking crazy. It's getting better now. All right. Because Connecticut's doing well and we're able to get out and do stuff. And it's not as fucking locked down as California is, man. I'm sorry with you out there. And we'll see. There's a couple states that opened up completely, like Florida and Tennessee. We'll see how it goes. Maybe they set good examples for everybody. But fuck, man, it's just I was at the grocery store. This was a good segue 5 minutes ago. Then we went too far and pissed off a lot of people. So I apologize. But I was at the grocery store earlier this week, and I'm at the deli, and I don't want to be there in the first place. I hate going to the deli at the grocery store. I'd rather go to the deli at my local market. But it is what it is. So I'm standing there, and I place my order. I said, I would like a pound of your Stop and Shop bistro turkey, please, sliced thin. The guy does this thing, and there's this woman. An old elderly woman, not too elderly. She's probably 60 something, but she was in one of the motorized shopping carts, and she parked right in front of the little place. You hit the button to get your ticket for the deli. So she parked right in front of us. So when I had to I had to reach around her to go grab my ticket, and this other guy had to reach around to go grab his ticket. And and she oh God, I'm so sorry, I'm blocking the thing. Like she didn't fucking realize. Anyways, so she and this other gentleman are talking about, I don't know, losing their jobs or the mask, or she couldn't understand something he said because of the mask. Whatever. They made a comment about the mask. And this other old bitch comes out of nowhere, okay? This stupid old woman just comes out of nowhere and decides she's going to offer her 2 cents. Better the mask than the virus, am I right? Like, nobody's fucking talking to you, you old idiot. Why the fuck are you even butting into anybody's conversation? And then, so the guy goes, he says something. It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, but you got a 99% chance of surviving it, or whatever he said. I can't remember what. But then she goes, yeah, but look at Trump. He caught it. Now he's going to die too. And then they go, oh God, here we go. This president, and they start going at it like in the fucking grocery store. This 40-year-old slow adult in this older woman in a motorized fucking shopping cart, and this other elderly woman who's butting her ass into other people's conversations. They start having an argument about Trump and COVID. It's like, I'm standing like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, what's happening? I want to leave. I hate all of you. I hate every single one of you people in this place. I need to get out of here. That's like where we're at now. It sucks. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I hate it. I hate all of this. I hate every single bit of it.
I just imagine this lady descending from a vent in the ceiling like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, and just popping in and being like, where the fuck did she come from? And she's like, well, here's my 2 cents. Yeah. And you're like, what? Where did you come from?
There was 3 people. There was 3 of us at the deli counter, and this woman just shows up out of nowhere. Better the mask than the virus. Like, who's fucking talking to you? Like, I would never just...
Because those are the only 2 options.
I would never walk up to strangers I've never met before and just offer my 2 cents on something. Like, I don't care how old you are. Jesus Christ.
The only time that I'll ever try and actually call it butt in is if I'm like, hey, I'm going to just, been through this, been here, done that. Let me give you a little tip. You know what I mean? And then you're off and running. Oh my goodness! Here we
go. So I'll cover you.
I do have a solution for you.
What's that? The ultimate solution?
Yes, you need to do more things that offer instant feedback. Oh my goodness!
You have kids. Oh God, mute that microphone, and I'm going to finish the talk here. You didn't mute the. Oh, there's a bare baby ass. That's horrible. That is just. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
What are you?
I totally
what are you doing, little buddy.
I totally forgot. Ray,
are you so excited?
See, Ray.
He knows how to hit the mute button on the microphone.
Good. Have him hit the mute button. You're derailing the show. Like, I'm trying to be angry. I can't when there's a cute little baby right there.
You got him?
I wonder what it's like to have a baby. It's been so long for me.
This is a classic example of me buying this house, and literally everybody's in this room as I'm trying to do something private. Like, no matter what you do, you can never get any privacy if you have...
You need older kids so you can hit them. Oh, shit. Yeah, he's hitting his kids. There it is.
Nope.
Okay, come on.
Okay, I love you. Good night. Okay, go.
Good night. Love you.
Oh, blow kisses.
Anyways, I guess to wrap up my thoughts, Ray, it's not to shame anybody. It's just I don't need mask shamers. I don't need mask virtue signaling. I just need us to fucking all be sick of this and get over it. Because I tell you what, Randy and Ray, once the Civil War starts on November 5th, we're not going to be talking about coronavirus anymore. We're going to be talking Civil War. So it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
All right, so here's the solution I was going to say.
Okay.
You need to do more things that provide you with actual, not necessarily instant, but basically instant gratification.
Yes.
Instant feedback.
Yeah.
So,
Hookers.
like I changed my spark plugs.
Cocaine.
And my car has like a little bit more zip in it.
Yeah.
So, you get your hands a little bit dirty. You get the tools out. You actually do something that's, you do it. You feel a sense of satisfaction. I'm like, hey, you know what? It's more stuff like that. We need to just focus on those things where it's in your own little world. When it's done, it's done. You feel like you actually accomplished something and you move on.
I changed
As
light
opposed to
bulbs.
us just getting so wrapped up in everybody else's.
I changed
I
light
couldn't
bulbs.
figure out how to get the fucking covers off. I was going to do all the light bulbs.
On my
I don't know
wife's
how these
car.
covers get off.
I did automobile light bulbs, tail lights and headlights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Look at me. I watched a YouTube video 2 years ago. I remembered how to do it. So yeah, hell yeah. There you go. Randy's got one too.
Nice.
Okay. I think my mom committed voter fraud.
Manly men.
And I don't know if I should say that on the show. So maybe I'll bleep out my mom. But she tells me, your father and I sent our ballots in. We dropped them off at town hall, and your father voted for the first time. My dad, legally immigrated from Italy many years ago, and he's never voted legally.
Your friend Mike was telling me a similar story.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
About his mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, let's call it. Okay. Mike's mom may have committed voter fraud and I asked him who they voted for, and it wasn't me, unfortunately. I don't know how my parents could vote for anybody but me. Right into ballot, Rem Dickman 2020. So then I asked my dad. I saw my dad the next day because he came to get some of my power equipment to get tuned up. And I said, "Hey, Dad, so you voted, huh? Congratulations on voting." He's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was talking to Mom yesterday. She said, "You guys sent in your ballots and you voted for somebody who wasn't me." And he said, I signed the application for a ballot. I didn't get a ballot. I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "Oh shit, really? Did my mom really do this? Did she really have a case of Orange Man bad so much that she had to commit voter fraud in Connecticut, one of the bluest of blue states where the votes don't fucking matter anyways?" Jesus Christ. So I later tried to confirm with my mother and Mike's mother, and she said that no, my father was just confused, that he knew exactly what he was doing. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, we have some stuff here. Okay, we got to get to the Mr. Porno Man interview in a minute, and we have some Dick of the Week and stuff to get to. But first, it's been a few weeks since we've had one of these, and I'm really excited. Okay, you ready? You ready? Here we go.
Ready.
And now it's time for our not-so-weekly Australian update.
Hey, cunts. What's crack-a-lackin'?
Also, fuck Rem.
This interview is quickly changing from conversational to confrontational. Why don't you tell me about something fun you did this week?
So I was watching TV today, and I just thought, fuck Rem.
Interesting. Can you elaborate?
I bought Ashley a $500 bag of dicks. She's very impressed.
And Ashley, did this gift knock your socks off?
Ray is sexy as fuck.
What?
Wow, you Australians are quite unpredictable. To what would you attribute this behavior?
Ray's wife is super hot.
Is this turning into a swinging solicitation?
Don't forget about your kangaroo.
I don't have a kangaroo.
I'm koofing on a Venny.
I'm freezing my fucking tits off.
That explains a lot. Perhaps we should get some pop culture updates from you.
Ray's real name is Trump. Find him on Facebook and fuck him up.
I've heard he prefers Twitter, but feel free to try and fuck him up. Any closing words?
There are 0 cases of COVID-19 in Western Australia. Fuck you, Americans.
Those are some strong words from someone who cries a lot and caught COVID. Next week, let's dive into whether you're emboldened because you defeated the virus. Until then,
Fucking burned.
God damn! Great job, interns. Great job on that interview with Maddie from Australia. Since he can't Can't be bothered to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning to be on the show once in a while.
At 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Fucking Maddie from Australia. Okay. It's too bad nobody's going to hear that, Ray, because we lost all our audience talking about coronavirus.
Yeah, they literally turned it off. Hey, at least we got the downloads. Who cares?
Yeah,
fuck them.
That's all I care about. I just don't want to see those download numbers come, baby. Yeah, 7.5. Here we come. All right. So we're going to get to the Mr. Porno Man interview because this is super important. And I'll say that Ray was unavailable for this. So it's just me and Mr. Porno Man. And we sat down. We spoke for about a half an hour. And I sent the audio off to the interns to cut up because I couldn't be bothered because I just don't like Mr. Porno Man, just like Randy doesn't. And this was very uncomfortable for me. And it was hard for me to do, but I hope it sounds good, and I hope you all enjoy it. So Randy, here we go. Let's play the interview, the one and only interview.
Let's do it
with the one and only Mr. Porno Man, Mr. Porno Man Productions.
Wow.
Hey everybody, Rem here, reluctantly, of course, with the okay. So here's the deal. Mr. Rich Dickman got in touch with me and said, hey, Rem, need you to interview Mr. Porno Man. And I said, Mr. Dickman, why? And he said, well, because it'd be super interesting. And I said, listen, the guy infected my computer last time we did anything with him. I don't want to talk to him anymore. But yet here I am with Mr. Porno Man, the one and only. And before we get to you, Mr. Porno Man, hold on. Okay. All right. We've had a few minutes beforehand to chit chat, and you're a semi-nice guy, but just wait. Cause I got to tell everybody that, Ray wanted to be here. Of course, he is not here because we had to record this at a different time during the week because Mr. Porno Man's availability didn't line up with our availability. And I don't know why I have to bend my schedule to him, but that's what the lawyers told me to do. I don't know anyways. Ray is busy doing construction today. I am here with Mr. Porno Man. I'm sorry. I am Rem. This is Mr. Porno Man. Mr. Porno Man, welcome finally to your first live appearance on the Rich Dickman Show. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Where are you? How are you? What's going on?
Thanks for having me. I am currently on set in Alabama Hills, California, shooting another Western shoot.
Oh,
Obviously,
God.
the last one was such a great success that we're going to have to revisit that. Yes, no, it was amazing. Great feedback. And because it was so great, we are shooting on location where a previous John Wayne film was shot. Because, porn and John Wayne go so well together, that naturally going to be a hot selling item.
So are you doing like the old style like you did last time, or are you doing a more modern Western pornography film?
We are using the same exact cameras that John Wayne used filming his movie.
Why?
Authenticity.
Yeah.
Rem, it's all about the authenticity. We at Mr. Porno Man Productions have nothing but the most authentic and genuinely enjoyable movies this world has ever seen. So obviously we are looking at every last detail.
Okay.
And this is the product that you get.
All right. So let's we're eagerly awaiting that release. So make sure you send it to us. All right. I said that. Okay. So I need you to tell me, Mr. Porno Man, like, have you decided to come on to the show this week? Why am I interviewing you? Because this wasn't my idea.
I have for months, if not years, been sending any sort of video submission to anything Rich Dickman related for whatever God knows what reason. He decided to put me on this shit podcast to have my stuff reviewed by you guys.
Whoa.
So anyway, now I'm at this point where after repeated attempts, I've finally gotten a return call from Mr. Rich Dickman himself. Now I'm here.
So are you saying that Rich Dickman got a hold of you so many episodes ago and asked you to start submitting your clips?
No, I've been submitting them. He has them, as I'm sure you know. Rich Dickman Enterprises is a vast network. Therefore...
I don't need you to tell me about Mr. Rich Dickman's Enterprises, okay? Keep your Dickman to yourself.
Well, therefore,
Christ.
because of the vastness of the enterprise, I was hoping to get on one of the more popular networking programs. Of course, he put me on this one, as you well know, begrudgingly. But because we are where we are, I'm here doing this interview. So let's get it over with.
Mr. Porno Man, be thankful. Nobody else is playing your bullshit anywhere. We're the only ones who do this. So, I mean, at least you can have a little bit of humbleness, a little bit of gratitude. Jesus Christ.
Everywhere else. Pornhub, Xvideos, you name it. Literally all over the internet. I get a plethora of downloads. Millions of downloads for every video. So I don't even need anything from your podcast.
So what are we even doing?
Maybe we should work on burying the hatchet. Why is it that you hate my videos so much?
Okay, well, let's get to that in a second. I'll tell you all the reasons why I don't like you, but I need to know a little more about you because I am a professional podcaster. I'm a professional interviewer. Okay, I'm a professional host, goddammit, and I do a good job. So we're going to learn about Mr. Porno Man really quick. All right, what'd you say? I think you told the lawyers you have 20 minutes, so we'll keep it to that, okay? But all right, so your first name is Porno, your last name is Man, or how does that work?
First name Mr., middle name Porno, last name Man.
God damn it, see what this is going to be tonight. Thank you, you fucking asshole. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
How dare you?
Interns, bleep that out. Okay, all right, so what can I call you for short?
Sure.
Porn?
Whatever you
Interns
like,
did a
but
good
nothing
job.
on me short. It's all long and thick.
All right. Yeah, okay. No, all right. Leave the puns to the host, ass. All right, so what got you into the pornography industry? What prompted you to decide to start making porn and submitting them to our show?
It all started many years ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago, when I was webcamming. My girlfriend at the time was doing a little webcamming herself. The two of us, after our shifts at KFC, would come home, film a couple scenes, put those up on the internet, got some great feedback, and next thing you know, we're blowing up. Yeah. So we continued, and naturally the next progression was Mr. Porno Man Industries, self-titled. And here we are today, grossing millions of dollars every month, tens of billions of downloads every month, just raking in the dough, living the life.
Okay, I think you're exaggerating a little bit on the download numbers. All right, but that's fine. I understand. It's business. We got to promote ourselves and pump ourselves up. Okay, so you were working at KFC with your girlfriend and decided you guys wanted to film yourselves having sex. I mean, this is a great time for anybody who wants to be in the pornography industry, right? Because you don't even, I mean, if you have a fuck buddy or significant other, you just start fucking and put it on the web, right? You don't need to get tested and have licenses, and you don't need anything. You just do it. So God bless you for the get up and go of it all. But Did you meet your girlfriend at KFC, or were you already together before you both started working at KFC at the same time? Were you at the KFC with a buffet that Svensson was complaining about? I'm curious.
No, I was the person who breaded the chicken before someone else would fry it. She was the gravy maker.
Okay.
And anytime she spilled a little gravy on her blouse, I just couldn't resist. And one day I had to ask her out.
Yeah.
A couple months of asking her out turned into, well, what is now known as probably the porn industry's greatest power couple.
Okay. Have you done gravy porn?
Yes. Lots and lots of gravy porn as an hobby.
Sounds like an exaggeration.
I consider myself the porn industry's version of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. When he was cut from the NFL and only had $5 in his pocket, that's essentially the same scenario that I was in, where I was working at KFC and only had about $3.82 in my pocket, which I still keep framed on the wall. Not the same $3.82, mind you, a different $3.82. Still, yes.
Representative.
Therefore, I have become essentially Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's version in the porn industry.
Okay. All right, except without all the muscles and the good lookiness of it all and, Samoan tattoos.
To each his own. Success is in the eye of the beholder, as that phrase is commonly known.
I feel like I'm being mean to you, Mr. Porno Man. I'm sorry. I just don't like you. So, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson recently endorsed former Vice President Biden for president. Do you get into politics at all? Or would you like to endorse somebody here in the Rich Dickman Show?
No, I steer clear of politics and exclusively focus my efforts on porn, pussies, vaginas, dicks, tits, cum shots, everything, literally everything, fisting, you name it, I'm into it, as long as it's porn related.
Are you like our good friend Swiney, and like when you see the girls you miss, you tweet at them and say, "Oh, hey babe, I missed that asshole."
I usually just send one of my bouncers over to pick her up. They know me.
Okay. How has the coronavirus pandemic this year affected your productions?
Not one bit. Because we at Mr. Porno Man Productions are so online based, and many of the productions feature myself, then naturally there's no slowdown.
Which ones featured you? Have we seen the ones that featured yourself? Like, were you in Speed Banging, or you weren't in that Western?
I have been in all
about
of
the
them,
teddy bear?
Yes.
Wait, what?
It's called CGI. Ever heard of it?
How? Oh, God damn it. You're doing CGI in your pornography? What are you, fucking wicked
Sometimes
pictures?
I have to CGI my face,
Yeah.
Never my dick.
Does your girlfriend still do porno
yes, she
with
does.
you?
She is in all of them as well. CGI.
What's
Shannon.
her name? So her name is Shannon.
Yes.
Did you get married, or you still?
No, marriage is a construct for weak people.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is. It really is.
I'm sorry. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Hey, interns, you can edit that part out. So if you were to marry Shannon, would she then be Shannon Man, or would she take your middle name, be Shannon Porno Man, or would she just be Shannon Woman, or would you legally change her name to Mrs. Porno Man?
That's a great question, Rem. I don't believe that I would put that kind of pressure on her. I would allow her to do as she chooses. It's 2020.
That's not true, Mr. Porno Man. I've seen your productions. Okay, none of these bitches choose what they're doing. Those chicks who are fucking the teddy bears, come on. You had them coked up or drugged out on something.
That is not true. They got a free trip to the Canary Islands in Spain for their efforts. They were just appreciative of the opportunity.
Are you kidding me?
No. That's literally what happened. I bought them a trip to the Canary Islands on my massive yacht.
Where did the money come from?
You
if you were working at KFC with Shannon Porno Man, okay, and you were producing your own stuff, where'd you get the money to start flying all these chicks out to you and start making these big CGI productions and Old West productions and speed banging and banging out of an airplane, skydive airplane, going to Italy in the snow, banging in the snow on the Alps, the Italian Alps? What other bullshit? Oh, even the CGI Futanari porno that you sent to us, man. Like, where do you get the money for this?
Well, it all started with the first camming videos shot on my original iPhone. That thing had a pretty decent camera. And from there, I just started raking in.
You said you got in 3 to 4 years ago. You were using an iPhone from 2007?
Yeah, well, you think I could afford the latest one back then? I was working at KFC.
You made a good point. Yeah, what was that, like an 8 megapixel camera?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it was good enough.
You know what?
Good enough to show
I understand, because if you were to classify it as vintage, nobody's looking for 4K HD on that. They understand. Oh, it's vintage. It's from the 90s. It blows my mind, Mr. Pornoman, by the way, that the fucking 90s is now vintage porn. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's the shit I grew up with. That's what I was watching. God damn it.
Yeah, that's scary. That's when I was born, the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Takes me way back when you talk about the 90s.
Mr. Pornoman, do you study the history of pornography? Like, are you into the different eras of porn? Because I've long since contended that the 80s was the best porn. Not necessarily because the chicks were supermodels and everything, because, everybody looked normal and the dudes were way too hairy. But if you really watch a production from the 80s, the blowjob is so much more sensual, so much more loving and caring rather than the walk, 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 walk you get now. I hate that. That's gross. Just throwing up on penis, just spitting all over the place. It's gross. And, the lovemaking in the 80s, in the early 90s to an extent, was much more, what normal people do in their homes rather than smashing somebody's face up against a window and smacking them from behind in the shower while they practically drown on their own shower juices and sweat and piss. So do you know what I'm saying? Or do you just solely, do you not care? Or do you have a different era of porn that you enjoy?
Am I an historian?
Did you say
no,
an historian?
But if you would like some throwback,
I hate you even
historian,
more.
that is grammatically correct.
You.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm not an historian. Therefore, I do not care about what the past is. I only care about creating a future and writing what it will be the new history. If you would like, I do have some sensual porn.
Yeah.
I have some great researchers. They've dug up an old VHS of your parents having sex. We could watch that if you'd like.
Fuck you, Mr. Porn. Really? Like, you're going to do that? Like, it took all this to get us together to talk, and you're just going to go... Like, I haven't even started insulting you yet. You're going to my parents.
I failed to see where the insult was. If you would like to point that out, I would appreciate it.
You know what? Okay. I'm gonna stay professional here, Mr. Man. All right? All right. A few weeks ago, the last time we played a clip of yours, you infected my computer with a virus. Can I ask you why you did that?
My video. Mine are virus clean, just like all my actors and actresses. which my guess is that virus originated from another filthy website that you visited either before or during the recording of that episode.
Okay. All right. You have no explanation. I understand. Mr. Porno Man, what has been your favorite production so far?
All of them. Literally every single one. The next one is always a gold mine waiting to be unearthed. Everyone gets better and better.
If you were to ask me what my favorite episode of the Rich Dickman Show was, and I said, all of them, like, you'd be severely disappointed in that answer.
So you're asking me to pick a favorite child. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I am.
All right. It would have to be the episode where two people are stuck on Mars. They have no way off the planet, are running out of oxygen, and decide to use their last bits of oxygen, fulfilling each other's wildest fetishes. I wouldn't want to say any more in case you haven't already seen that one, but it is...
So wait, are you saying they're on Mars, they're running out of oxygen, and they decide to have sex? And not just any sex, but like very
dirty
nasty,
sex.
fetishized sex. But yeah. Or do they have a habitat to live in? Is this like the Martian, or are they in like fucking spacesuits just waiting to die?
One of them might even look a little bit like Matt Damon.
Oh, all right. Did you sneak onto the set of The Martian and film the porno there?
It's possible.
Okay.
Don't look at the timestamps on any of the digital content.
All right. Okay. What is your least favorite production?
Man, that's a tough one to answer because I love all of them. That's like asking me what my least favorite child is like. Probably the very first one that we shot, which was, well, I hope the KFC never hears this, but my girlfriend Shannon and I, we were in the back filming what was going to be our first release. Well, as I had her bent over the fryers, they were not hot, but bent over the fryers, doing her from behind. A little bit of grease had splashed onto the floor. She slipped, knocked over a bowl of batter. We laid there. I tore my ACL. She sprained her wrist. The ending never was completed. Therefore, that one never made it to video. So if I had to pick one, that would be it.
Yeah. I thought you were going to tell me you jizzed in a goddamn fry-lid or something and discovered a new food item. You're gross, Mr. Porno Man. You're disgusting. God. All right. So, what's I've been told that we're going to have to. I don't know what kind of spell you hold over Mr. Dickman. I don't know what you have over the lawyers. I don't know what, but we're going to have, some more of your work coming up pretty soon. What can we look forward to?
Probably a little bit of everything. Of course, I'm working on the Alabama Hills, California shoot right now, titled To Be Determined.
Is that literally the title, To Be Determined, or is you really got to determine it?
It needs to be determined. I'm always.
It would be funny if it was titled To Be Determined. Like if that was the title of it.
I'm always open to suggestions. Yeah. If you would like to suggest anything, just submit it via email or otherwise. Just a shout out on your show works.
So, Mr. Porno Man, I don't know if you listened to episode 100, and I recently re-listened to it, 28 episodes ago that we recorded that. So 28 weeks ago, we had episode 100. Anyways, part of my new contract with Rich Dickman Enterprises and Rich Dickman Group is that I was tasked with producing pornographic clip of some sort, right? And now my co-host Ray was supposed to have sent a t-shirt to our three lovely porn stars, and two of them got their t-shirt, and one of them, the one who was actually going to work with us, Miss Sarah Starr, she did not receive her t-shirt. In fact, I don't think she likes any of us anymore because Ray is a big fucking asshole and doesn't know how to mail anything and basically lied to her. And then he didn't go the extra step to try to help, rescue that piece of mail and get it to Miss Sarah Starr. What I'm saying is Ray fucked up my chances.
Post office.
He's a horrible human being, horrible at writing and horrible at mailing things. And plus that, with that, the COVID has really screwed up everything. I was supposed to go out to Oklahoma. Right, I was supposed to travel a little more and really work on getting these things done. So I guess my question to you, Mr. Pornman, since you're a professional porn producer, and it's in your name apparently, what I have with Jesus, Mr. Pornman, I only have 22 episodes left to get a porn produced before episode 150. So I guess my question is, what can I do? What do you suggest I do to get that ball rolling?
The easiest way, again, would be to start camming Just cam with yourself. Just start filming yourself playing with your dick. Next thing you know, you'll have a bunch of ladies flipping some coins at you. After that, you start checking your DMs. Oh, those DMs will be ripe with pussy. Oh my goodness, you will not know what to do with yourself. After that, you just start DMing back, setting up some times to meet with those ladies. Usually they're very stalker-like, very, very easy to manipulate. You know, someone that's willing to pay money for porn on the internet is one of the easiest people you could ever meet. Trust me, I would know.
I can testify to that.
Therefore, once you set up some meeting times, just ask them if they'd like to film with you, and bam, shalam, you're off and running.
I feel like you listened to a recent episode of The Rich Dickman Show. That sounds familiar.
No, I don't have time for podcasts. All I have time for is shooting porn.
Shooting porn. All right. When I start throwing my dick on the internet, should I helicopter it, or should I be stroking it? Or should I just be flipping it? How should I be playing with my dick?
I think that your intro should be you doing a cum shot onto the camera, and then as the cum hits the lens, it says what you want to say. Whatever your porn name shall be. Rem Dickman.
Rem Dickman. Yeah. That's my real name, but it's also my porn name.
Perfect.
I probably told Ray this earlier in this episode, and if I haven't, I'll tell him after I play this interview. But my parents voted for president today, and they filled their ballots in and dropped them off at their town hall, and they did not vote for the candidate of my choice, Mr. Porno Man. They voted for somebody else who was not me. They did not vote for Rem Dickman 2020. Do you think I should continue a relationship with them, or should I just excommunicate them from my family?
You can gladly continue a relationship with them, because I have the perfect solution. On MrPornomanEnterprises.com, we sell 6-ounce jars of semen. If you would like, you can send them to them and say, suck on this. And if you do that, your conscience will be clear. It's science.
I've got nothing. This is why I don't like you. This is exactly why I don't like you, Mr. Porno Man, because you are so goddamn ridiculous. You telling me to buy a bottle of your semen and send it to my parents and tell them to suck on it?
It's not necessarily mine. It could be.
What do you fucking harvest it? You got monkeys in there? What do you? Hey, have you seen that Japanese company that invented that sperm collection machine for men who might be too afraid to masturbate to get sperm samples?
No, I have not.
It's like this big milking rig that you would use for a cow, except it's vertical, and it's got these little pink holes like that. So you kind of walk up to it and you stick your dick in there, and it'll just until you go and you're done. It's pretty rad. I'd like to try that.
It's a machine that jerks you off.
Yeah. What kind of inanimate objects have you stuck your dick into, Mr. Porno Man?
Pretty much all of them. Door locks, shower curtains, chair legs. Sometimes in the bottom they have a little hole there. Tailpipes of cars. So underrated. Everyone say it cools down a little bit after a long ride.
Yep.
Plastic bottles. You name it. Literally just about everything.
Have you seen the movie Me, Myself, and Irene?
Yes.
Okay, it's a Jim Carrey joint. And, well, actually, no, it's a Farrelly Brothers joint. Jim Carrey was in it. And there's a scene where it's a deleted scene. So you just see what's in the movie. You see the end of it. Like he opens up his, no. I'm trying to remember how. So in the movie, he comes home. Jim Carrey's character comes to the hotel with some items and a watermelon. But you never know what the watermelon's for. It's not until you have the DVD at home and you watch the deleted scenes where you see the scene where the watermelon was coming out of the oven and there's a hole in it. So he warmed up the watermelon and then fucked the watermelon. You ever done anything like that?
Yes. After the movie American Pie, I baked a lot of things. Not just different types of pies. Cupcakes, strudels, cookies.
Yeah. You're a very sexual human being, aren't you, Mr. Porno Man?
Yes, there's a lot of food has touched the tip of my penis.
Okay, well, I think you're a hack, and I don't like your work. But unfortunately, we are obligated to play. I don't know, Mr. Rich Dickman has a fascination with you, Mr. Porno Man, and I don't understand why. And here I am, and I you know what? I want to say I'm sorry if I've insulted you, but I'm not. I'm really not. I actually hope that you leave this interview pissed off at me and never want to come back. But I will follow the guidelines of my contract as written. So
you can say whatever you'd like because I will not be insulted. In fact, you see me throwing all this money in the air. I literally have so much money, I couldn't care. I'm just going to roll around in this money afterwards.
Looks like Monopoly money.
That's probably just the tint of the camera. It's my iPhone. Yeah. It's a little old.
Okay. It's a little, you haven't gotten a new one. All right, Mr. Porno Man, we're going to wrap this one up. We've gone over our allotted time, and I do apologize for keeping it this long. Actually, you should apologize to me for taking this much out of my day. What do we? So we know what's coming up. We got the Martian porn that's coming. Or you're I don't know if that's coming to the show. What can we look forward to in the future from Mr. Porno Man Productions?
Well, anytime I've ever thought about submitting something, I have a big lottery ball machine. And all that happens is we let a ball come out and match the number up to one of the many movies that I've shot and send it to your direction. Yeah. So we don't actually plan what we're sending you at all.
You don't even know.
That's why it might seem so random.
Yeah. But you also write a letter explaining what it is.
Well, once the movie has been selected, then we'll write the letter.
Okay.
One of my many interns usually writes that for me as I yell things out.
All right, Mr. Porno, thank you so much for giving us your time today and giving me your time so we could talk to you finally and have you on the show. I did almost forgot. Do you have any words you want to say to Randy? Executive producer Randy of the Rich Dickman Show.
Yes, Randy. It's very disappointing that you don't like me. It's very disappointing that I beat you fair and square, yet you still exist online in some form or another, even though it might not be manned. Well, as you can see, my philanthropy has changed the lives of, well, you've seen dozens. The fact is, probably millions, because I consider my porn philanthropy.
And on that, we're going to head out. Thank you for your time, Mr. Porno Man. Your pornography is philanthropy. Back to you, Rem and Ray in the studio. Well, there it is. The interview. The one true interview with Mr. Porno Man. Ray, Randy, what do you guys got thoughts on that? That's kind of interesting, right?
First of all, it's $7 that Dwayne Johnson had. Fucking know your lore, Mr. Porno Man. Get your shit straight. Webcamming from a KFC? Bullshit. There's nothing about this guy that seems real.
That's what I thought too, Randy.
Ray, all I was going to say is I'm just happy that I wasn't there. I'm just glad that I missed it. But I'm sorry that you had to deal with it.
Yeah, no, we didn't have cameras. I don't know what he looks like or anything still, because he's got, I don't know, for all the downloads he gets, he's got no money. That money he was throwing up in the air, I don't know what that shit was, but I would like to thank the Rich Dickman interns for helping me record that and then and producing it afterwards because I wanted no part of it, and I'm sorry for being so negative, Mr. Dickman. But he kind of. But I'm not always going to be happy. I'm not always going to be happy with what I have to do, but I'll do it because it's my job. Yep. All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Porno Man, for
sometimes when the boss says, "And don't forget to cup the balls," you cup the balls begrudgingly, but you cup the balls.
Yeah.
While making the noises Rem was.
It's good sound effects. Those are high quality sound effects.
Absolutely. I've had a lot of experience. Okay, let's get into so we talked to Mr. Porno Man, but let's get into some Dick of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to introduce this week's finalists for Dick of the Week. And here is our first nominee.
Hello, party people. It's Mars here, and believe it or not, the story, I had an even more disturbing story than the one I'm about to share, but it was too graphic for me to read without dying of embarrassment. So hopefully Rem gets around to that one. But,
wow,
I'll try and do you one almost as good. So this is out of Hanoi in Vietnam. And from the AP, Vietnamese police said they'll investigate a factory that was found recycling about 320,000 used condoms for resale, according to a local media report. Following a tip from a local resident, inspectors over a few weekends ago raided a factory near Ho Chi Minh City where they found used condoms being repacked for sale at the market, according to a local newspaper. A market inspector said the owner of the factory, a 34-year-old woman, confessed that they bought the used condoms from a man in the province. Like, one guy had that many condoms. The condoms were washed, reshaped, and packed into plastic packages, according to the local newspaper. Police announced they'll investigate and track down others involved in the operation. And the newspaper quoted a health official as saying that the recycled condoms pose an extreme health risk to users. I'll say, so, just watch where you buy your condoms, I guess.
Don't use them.
Because they might have been used by someone else. Man, so that's what I got. Keep it real. Try not to get kidnapped by weirdos or the FBI will find you. Like they did those psychos in Michigan. And, keep the faith or whatever.
Those anarchists in Michigan. You see those videos? The guy doing his thing online. He's got the anarchy flag and he hates Trump and he wants to burn down everything.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. That's pretty wicked. That's pretty
Have we heard if that was CJ's crew yet or not?
No, I looked on Twitter and CJ was hoping that they would have gotten her, but those aren't CJ's guys. I don't think those guys like people like CJ, to be perfectly honest. Thank you, Mars. Thank you for that. So the recycling used condoms, that is disgusting. Ray, when's the last time you wore a condom?
Last night. I actually need to go look at this. I got a really good deal on some condoms. I think they might have originated from Vietnam. So I might have to look into that because I do buy them by the truckload.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. I'm gonna have to check the origin of those bad boys. And what do they mean by reshaping? Shouldn't they say re-rolling? Because there's no shaping, of them.
Yeah, there's a shape. There's a shape to your condom. All right, it's shaped like a cylinder.
You don't like it's shaped like your dick because it hugs your dick. You know what I'm saying? Like you unroll it onto your penis and it shapes around your penis. What do they?
Ray,
what do
she's
they mean
reading the article. What do you want her to
look
do?
At it before
she's not fucking consulting Webster's dictionary.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
She didn't fucking call Trojan up and be like, "Hi,
Hot Drummer News."
Hi, Trojan manufacturer. Can you tell me how you shape a condom and how you would reshape? She's not doing that. She's just reading the article. Leave her alone. What's the matter with you?
I'm not messing with anything she said. It's whoever wrote the article.
Can you imagine if HTNB actually
a better job, like Hot Drummer Newspaper,
called like Durex and asked them about how their condoms are made? Hey, HTNB, can we get you to do that?
Yeah,
that'd be funny.
Yeah, call them and you're like, hey, so I read this article about reshaping of condoms, and I'm curious if you could explain further. Yeah, this is for a news story.
All right, let's go to our next one. Thank you, HTNB. You know what? We haven't had... Remember those religious guys who used to call?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. In Jesus' name, you must press 1 now. Somebody is talking shit about you, and you cannot have that in your life. Press 1 now, and we will find out together. Press 1. Press 1. You remember that guy? He doesn't call anymore. Oh, well.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Yeah. All right. This is your next Dick of the Week nomination. This is a voicemail.
Hey, everybody.
Wait. This is a voicemail for Dick of the Week.
Wait a second here.
Yeah.
At Rich Dickman Enterprises, we love hearing your voice so much that we used an EDM instrumental backing track with a positive, uplifting feel while creating this bumper. Now, here are the voicemails so you can listen to the sound of your own annoying voices. You egotistical nerds.
I don't know, Ray. It's kind of mean. It's kind of mean. They're taking the time to call us, but all right. Here we go.
Howdy, executive producer Randy here. And this week, I've got a Dick of the Week because this one's pretty brutal. All right. Oklahoma City. 2 former detention officers and their supervisor were charged Monday after an investigation found inmates at the Oklahoma County Jail were forced to listen to the popular children's song Baby Shark on a loop at loud volumes for extended periods of time. At least 4 inmates were subjected to the inhuman discipline in an attorney visitation room of the jail last November and December, according to the charge. The inmate was forced to stand the entire time, hands cuffed behind.
No joke. My kids got their flu shots, and my son got another. Kids get their shots, and the nurse who gave them their shots said, "Don't mind my song," and then she started singing "Baby Shark" to them. All right, there we go.
And then secured to the wall, the investigation found. Charged were Gregory Cornell Butler Jr., 21, of Edmond, Christian Charles Miles, 21, of Oklahoma City, and Christopher Raymond Hendershot, 50, of Wellston. The 50-year-old should have known better. District Attorney David Prater charged them with misdemeanor counts of cruelty to a prisoner and conspiracy. This brings whole new precedent to the Eighth Amendment, which stops cruel and unusual punishment, in my opinion. Baby Shark on a loop. Fuck you guys. In other news, my great uncle on my grandma's side, on my dad's side, built a jail in Oklahoma underground so that nobody could break out. Hey, Rem, you're in the Discord chat. You finally posted Liquor Fueled Eggnog Pop-Up Audio Part 1. And so everybody should check that out by becoming patrons.
Thanks.
I thought we were getting a twofer. We got a threefer.
I had to get you. God
damn it.
Pissed off.
You're lucky Ray was talking.
Oh, man. Let's see.
I thought that was it.
What else is news?
You got
I got really drunk Saturday night. Tried to call you guys. Grim was in bed. Ray didn't answer.
Nope.
I was going to try and get in his pants, but, that went.
He'd let you.
I already got ants in my pants.
Ray had a good vacation, and he did lots of stuff. And calm down, dogs. We got a pug, and she's a communist, and she gets on my nerves. She wants belly rubbings. Well, the wiener dog.
Is the other one Antifa?
More. What am I even talking about? Did you see the fly at the debate? There was a fly.
It's a fly
on Mike Pence's head. And that's all anyone's talking about after the debate. That's how you know it was a real good debate.
That's how you know Mike Pence won.
Well, the rest of this is going to be a long pause.
God damn it.
Bye.
Thanks. Listen to Randy at the end of last week's episode. If you haven't listened yet, he calls in after his internet goes up, and that's all post show. You should check it out. That was good. Thank you, Randy.
Fantastic.
We've got the Oklahoma City jail playing Baby Shark on a loop for its prisoners. Also, getting on Patreon, patreon.com/RichDickman. I got a brand new liquor fueled pop-up audio just posted tonight. Check it out. All right, Ray. We have the Vietnamese company selling used condoms, and we've got Randy's prison playing Baby Shark as cruel and unusual punishment. I'm going to let you think about that for a minute. We got to get you paid one more time. If I find the right one.
After much deliberation, the incredibly handsome.
Yeah, actually, there was no deliberation. There's none.
Consensus that this week's Dick of the Week award goes to.
What are you thinking, Ray?
That the actual dick move with the emphasis on dick goes to the Vietnamese people repackaging and repurposing. I think
that's
condoms.
Good business. Like they're doing what they can to make more money, and that's capitalism, and I support capitalism. As these people in Oklahoma who have committed crimes and they're serving their sentence or serving their punishment are now subjected to even more punishment by listening to Baby Shark on a loop. Imagine if I played Baby Shark in the background nonstop, right? That would be terrible. Have you heard Baby Shark before?
Oh yes, plenty of times, and I have survived it.
I tell you what, it's not a bad song. All right. If you want an hour loop of Baby Shark, you can find that on YouTube. It's real easy to find. Of course, they're going to fucking give me an ad first. So that just kills that bit.
You know what?
What?
You know what didn't survive? Ross and Rachel's relationship when they had a condom that didn't function properly. Okay? So reusing condoms is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
You don't like this at all.
What are you talking about?
This is a real banger. It slaps.
Here we go. So anyways, let's talk about condoms. Have you ever reused one of your condoms, Ray?
No,
No,
I've never been in that situation where I needed to.
When you were 17, you're just beating off all the time, and you just thought condoms were exciting, and it felt nice, and it was easy to clean up, and you wanted to do it again later, and you're like, shit, I don't have any more condoms, so you went into the trash and grabbed one out of the trash and rinsed it out in the sink and rolled it up and put it back on your dick and fucking jacked off again in it. You never done that? Yeah, neither have I.
No, never had to do that. No,
never done anything like that.
Why have you?
No,
have you? You've never done that either.
Oh God, no! That's disgusting. I don't know why anyone would think of something like that.
Okay, yeah,
that's terrible. Jesus, what are you? You're disgusting.
Think of that idea.
God, I can't stand you sometimes.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
All right, so I think we're
so gnarly.
We're splitting this one. You think the Vietnamese company? I think the prison.
Yeah.
Oh man, Randy, I know you submitted one, but we need a tiebreaker.
Well, as Drake says, you start a family because the condom slipped up. I kind of got to go with HDMB. She sounded a lot better too. So,
okay, all right. Well, there you go. HDMB, you got Dick of the Week. Good, congratulations. We should have HDMB back, and we should have like another guest on. What do you think about having one of the porno stars on? Like, we'll get Sarah on and we'll have HDMB apologize to her for you.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. It'll come across as a lot more meaningful if she does it on my behalf.
Yeah. Okay, we'll work on that. All right, let's get to thing with your Dickman.
You want segments? We've got segments. It's Thinking with Your Dickman.
As you all are well aware, I'm a professional advice giver since 2012 when I did a little podcast called Torn Think Tank on the internet for World of Warcraft players, right? We've given advice and teaching people how to live life. I've changed the lives of people like Randy and Ray, and I'm going to change your life too. Ray, go ahead. Read that email.
Julia writes in, we were driving to another state for a week-long vacation. I'm guessing her and her boyfriend. It was 1:00 a.m. and I was driving while he slept. He had given me his phone for directions, and while I was looking at it for directions, his other girl was texting him nonstop.
Oh, God.
I snooped and found texts, pictures, videos, and phone calls. I confronted him when we got to the hotel, but he wouldn't admit it. I grabbed my bags, booked a flight, and was home within the next 4 hours. Wow. I blocked him and haven't spoken to him in a week. The part that has me in a bind is that I bought a fish tank and filled it with a dozen piranhas that are currently at his apartment. Okay, I kind of like this girl now. The whole setup is worth at least $1,000, plus piranhas are cool. So, is it better to try and get back my fish or never speak to him again?
How much do piranhas cost?
I don't know, but they can't be that expensive because aren't there like thousands of them in, you go down to the Amazon River, right? And they're all over the place. Like they strip a shark in strip a shark. What am I talking about? Strip a cow in like 8 seconds flat or something like that. So, the size of them, they can't be doing that with like 4 piranhas. There's got to be just, stick a net in the water and you catch a dozen of them.
Ray, you could buy a piranha for $10 or $12. Holy shit.
Really? Yeah. That's it?
Oh, you get a red belly.
What does it cost to feed them, you think?
A red belly piranha that's at 1.5 to 2 inches long is $20. But for $10, you can get like a 1 inch long.
I've got an idea.
Piranha 10 for $80. Holy shit. Wow.
All right. So here's an idea.
Yeah.
Let's make a movie.
Okay.
Martin Scorsese, we might need to get him involved. But
or Mr. Porno Man.
The best part about it, or the hinging secret reveal, is that they feed the bodies after they kill them to piranhas. There you go.
Yeah. All right. So
actually they don't eat bones. Never mind.
She called her
bad idea. So
she called her boyfriend basically in the act by his text message. Well, first of all, what kind of idiot gives their woman their phone?
Feed him to the piranhas.
Yeah. Like, hey, gentlemen. All right. Here's a tip of advice. Spaghetti. Hope you're listening. All right. But the rest of you men out there, don't ever give your phone to a lady for any reason. Okay.
Terrible.
You hold it and you show her a screenshot of something while you're holding. You don't ever let her have possession of that thing ever.
Even if you have nothing incriminating, even if you are clean as a squeaky little wheel,
because you don't want to.
Don't even know.
Right. Because if you spent years, just, here, use my phone, babe. Here, use my phone, babe. And then all of a sudden you're like, babe, don't use my phone. Don't use my phone. Suspicion's raised. So you just start right from the beginning. Just never give up your phone to anybody. Kids, wives, girlfriends, significant others of some sort, boyfriends. If you do that, that just sounds. If you know what I'm saying, significant. Don't give your phone to anybody. Okay, I wouldn't give my phone to Ray, and Ray is essentially my best friend. Okay, I wouldn't give my phone to Chris O.C., who's essentially my best friend in an abusive relationship. Okay, I'd never give him my phone. Right, I'd give my phone to Randy because Randy doesn't judge. First of all, unlike Ray. All right, and Randy never. Randy. That's why
I support you giving Rem jobs.
Thank you. God, fuck. You know what, Randy. Anyways, okay. That being said, should you go get your piranhas? Yeah, absolutely. Get your piranhas because this fucking asshole is going to take care of your piranhas. Are you kidding me? Like, what do I always say, right? Need more information? Like, who takes care of these things? First of all, why would you leave it in somebody else's apartment anyways? Right? If you love your piranhas, why would you put them $1,000 setup plus whatever the piranhas cost into somebody else's home? That's just stupid. All right. So you need to get that shit back. I hope it's not one of those like really long, like 10-foot tanks with 10,000 gallons of water or whatever the shit is, because that's impossible. Like now you're stuck. You ever seen one of those big aquariums, Ray? It's like a whole, like half a wall. I had a family member who used to have one of those. You walk in the front door, and the next 7 feet was aquarium on the right side. They never took good care of it. Yeah, but it's a big aquarium. Lots of weird fish in there. What I'm saying is, I hope it's a small aquarium and you can just pick it up and leave. You probably still have a key to the apartment. Just go get it. All right. But you might, if you need help, call Randy. Randy will help you get it out of there. Is she in Ohio? You don't know. See, the thing is, when I'm throwing it to you, Ray, and you're talking to your wife, it throws off the flow of the show, and you have the background.
Doesn't matter where she is. I'll go help.
Yeah.
Except for
Thank
California.
you, Randy.
Fuck California.
I appreciate it. Okay. You know, Ray's got the construction background because he works in construction, and so you don't see when his wife comes in.
I'm on a job site talking to my foreman right now. Okay, we're game planning for the next phase for the concrete pour. So here's exactly what's happening. As you can see in the background here, my foreman he's marking up the plans for the pour. So. If she's spent $1,000 on piranhas, my guess is that she's not hurting for money. And what you got to do is at some point realize that this guy, if he's going to do this, make him pick up all the fucking messes. If you can afford the $1,000, make him fucking deal with it. How many dirty fish tanks are there? All of them. That's the answer. Every fucking one of them.
And who really cares if fish dies?
People pay a lot of money. Yeah, but what's the problem? The fish dies, and then you got to get rid of it. We have this big ass tank. Like, what do you do with it? Like, all of a sudden, he's like,
putting that all on
him. Shit.
That's smart.
Yeah, so put it all on him, and not only that, but you also teach him that if he ever cheats on someone, that's literally the last
Don't do it with piranhas.
Conversation he'll ever have with that person. Yeah. Or I was gonna say, I would say, see, I don't even want to say it, but. You cut off his dick and then you feed it the piranhas. But see, I don't want anyone to ever cut anyone's dick off. The Lorena Bobbitt, John Bobbitt thing, it's bad. It's bad.
That's attempted murder, essentially. Ray is not advocating for attempted murder, everybody.
If he has... Okay.
Some people cut their dick off by choice. Satire. Let's not be transphobic.
If he has a cat, you could make the cat look like it slipped into the tank.
Ray, what the hell is wrong with you?
We're not killing... Cats like to go after fish. Cats like to... Maybe
you're like the Mr.
You just
Porno
leave
Man
the cover
podcast.
off the tank. Maybe the cat is gonna go over there and it's gonna try and get some fish, as cats are wont to do. And next thing you know, the cat's eaten by all the piranhas. And then the guy doesn't have a cat. He doesn't have a girlfriend. Well, maybe he still has one girlfriend instead of two, so he's down to half as many girlfriends. That sucks. And then he also has a whole bunch of fucking fish tanks to clean up.
Ray. What Mr. Porno Man is to pornography, you are to podcasts. Okay? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, sip some more beer.
I think this is some solid
clear your head
advice.
Okay, get drunker.
There's not enough left.
Hey, Randy, Ray works in construction.
I've solved the problem.
He's drinking.
Yes. I'm down in it.
I'm going to go back outside. I'm going back outside. This office is too stuffy. Gotta get some fresh air.
Oh, that was rough.
Those Coors banquet beers are disgusting.
So essentially, you just feed his cat to the piranhas, and then let him.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop it, Ray.
It's a simple solution. You probably still have a key to his place.
What'd the poor cat do? Don't hurt the cat. I'm still suffering.
I'll feed my cats to piranhas.
It's a cat. It probably ripped up the carpet.
Your cat's probably an asshole too,
Yeah,
Randy.
my cat's-
I've seen your animals.
Yeah, it shits
They're
on
not
the
well
landing.
behaved.
I had to put a litter box on the landing.
What the fuck?
I don't know
Throw that
why.
cat
They're
off the landing.
revolting, Rim.
I bet if you feed that cat to some piranhas, it'll never shit on the landing again.
You know what, Ray? I think you might be right, bud.
God damn
I'm onto
it.
something here.
Hey, if you guys are interested in
Piranhas are
getting,
cheap.
if you guys are interested in getting some piranhas, go to Aquascape Online or call 908-634-0820. This question brought to you by Aquascape Online. Aquascapeonline.com, the finest wild fish on the internet. Again, 908-634-0820. Yeah. Tell them Rich Dickman sent you. Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to call them tomorrow and ask them about piranhas and tell them Rich Dickman sent me. See what happens.
Yeah, you get a $10 discount. That's not confirmed. I just assume. Yes. Okay. All right. I think that's enough.
We'll make it
enough.
happen.
Oh God. You know, I thought we would go super long tonight, Ray, because we had the Mr. Porno Man interview and we had the Aussie update. But it turns out we're not going to go super long. We're going to barely make our normal time. Yeah. So
quality over quantity.
Yeah. What do you want to do? What do you want to do now?
Oh, besides watch porn, is this post show where we watch the porn, or is this still the show?
No,
should
this
we
is
bring
still
this
the
baby
show.
home, or should we watch some porn?
We could, but we could bring it home too. We could do that too. All right. Thanks. Thank you, Ray. Thank you all so much for listening to the Rich Dickman Show each and every week. We appreciate it when you do download and subscribe. Nope, that's not the one. When you download and listen and tell a friend. That's right. You can support the show. If you want to support the show, you can tell a friend. You can leave a review. That helps. And if you like us even more than that, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/RichDickman. Earlier tonight, we dropped Liquor Fueled number 2, Eggnog, Part 1, pop-up audio. That's right. And this one, I tell you guys, is good. This one's good. All right, Ray. We right in the first few minutes, we were laughing our asses off. Isn't that true, buddy?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was fantastic. You'll get the feels if you listen to this one. That's a good one.
Hey, Ray, we were laughing our ass off, weren't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, come on, Ray. Like I don't ask much from you, buddy. Like I just need you to be on top of when I throw cues at you, and you can pump up the shit I'm trying to sell. Like that's it. Like, let me try this one. Hold on, Ray. Mute your microphone. Randy, we were laughing our asses off in the first couple of minutes of that one, weren't we, buddy?
Yes, sir. I've listened to the whole thing already, even though you just dropped it right before the show. That's what I've been multitasking with. And I got to say, it's not quite USDA prime choice, but it's, USDA choice. Content.
It's only part 1.
I fucking love it.
It gets better. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And just hearing Huel's voice always makes me warm and fuzzy.
Yes. And Huel and I both don't like eggnog. So you get to hear that as well. That's from 7 years ago. Svensson. All right. So yeah, check that out. Thank you. Thank you, Randy. Ray, take notes. Okay. Yeah. Patreon.com/RichDickman. It's all there. You get something almost every week. And if you join in at the top tier, you get your own custom t-shirt. We'll say, hey man, thanks for joining us at the top tier. What would you like your t-shirt to say? And then you say, Rich Dickman banged my ass. And I will make a t-shirt that says, Rich Dickman banged my ass. And I will send it out to you. So get in there and get onto it. And fuck yeah, that's right. Check out Lick Fueled only on our Patreon. You can find us online at richdickman.com for all of your Rich Dickman needs. Click that merch tab. Get yourself some swag. Got awesome t-shirts. We've got face masks. We've got essential wear. It's all there. And while you're there, you can click on our video content and check and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. I got to do another cooking video very soon. But hey, get us to 50 subscribers on the YouTube, all right? And the 50th subscriber, I will personally shout you out. And if you're cool, you can come on the show. I don't care. I like talking to people. Doesn't bother me one bit. But check us out on YouTube. You get that at richdickman.com. All the stuff about us, podcast services, everything, episodes is at richdickman.com. All right. I was on episode 10 of Isaac Jackson's podcast, Chimping Out with Isaac Jackson. He dropped that one, but didn't really advertise it. Isaac's got some stuff going on. Sorry, buddy. Shout out to you, man. I hope things get better. But if you can find it, I am there in episode 10. And of course, there are our podcast best friends at Not For Human Consumption podcast. We have them on the show. They are guests on the show. All right, we've had Matt on a bunch of times. We've had Dylan on once. We've had Jay on once. We've had Dave on twice. And the only one who ever listens to the Rich Dickman Show is Matt. So thank you, Matt. And it's funny for other people to call into Not For Human Consumption and tell Jay to shut his fucking dogs up. And then Jay has no idea what even happened on the episode because he didn't listen back. I just thought that was hilarious. I don't know why.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It was funny.
Yes.
But yeah, check everybody's
really
out.
funny.
Not For Human Consumption podcast. And of course, you can get in touch with the show, richdickmanshow@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Twitter at Rich Dickman Show. You can find me on Twitter at Rem Dickman. That is my real name. You can find our executive producer Randy on Twitter at Sir0 with an E, though he's not on Twitter anymore. And of course, producer Ryan is at RyanTRDS. You can ask my mother about voter fraud at Rem_Mama. And of course, there is Ray. Ray, how do we get a hold of you, buddy boy?
Yeah, so as Maddie from Australia said, at POTUS on Twitter, because my real name is Trump. So there you go. Yeah, that's how you can find me.
Yes. And
if you'd like, you can, especially the best way, get a hold of me on the Dickman line, 860-316-4776.
One job,
You
Ray.
know what, Ray?
One fucking job.
I know.
That's me.
Man.
That's me.
God damn it.
You can just handle the construction. That's all. Here's to you.
Ray, you better show up from here on out because the day that I have to sub Randy in for you is the day you lose your job. All right?
Oh, okay.
No.
You know.
No. That's not going to happen, bud. I'm entertaining once
What do you
every
mean?
12 months.
God, so why the fuck do I have you here? Why did I even bring you on the show tonight if you're just going to be like that? Just going to poo-poo on the shit I
I'm
said. I'm
sexy
trying to pump
and
you
you
up,
know
bro.
it.
All right. Yeah, I try to pump up my boys, my friends. Then they got Randy here. Oh, I'm only funny once every 12 weeks. And they got Ray over there. That's fine. No problem. I'll just go back to banging my hot wife and my 7 kids in my McMansion in Palm Springs with the chickens and the roosters in the neighbor's yard.
Hey,
God,
those 7
yeah.
kids give us that 7 of the 7.5 downloads every month, all right?
Oh, shit. Okay. Kids just like spaghetti. All right. Thank you all listening. We'll be back next week with 129, the big one. That's not my joke. I'm sorry. We'll see you then. Good night.
See ya. Oh, yeah.
Now you got to call Not For Human Consumption and leave a voicemail.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I do have to do that. I have to think. Should I just call the voicemail number or should I record something? 'Cause I wanted to play some fucking Weezer on it, so I feel like I should record a.
Oh, pork and beans?
And email it. Whatever, because I hate Weezer. I thought it'd be funny.
Pork and Beans is probably the worst Weezer song. Or Beverly Hills.
Really?
That one kind of that one slaps.
Beverly Hills is absolutely the worst Weezer song, but I don't think Pork and Beans is. I like Pork and Beans. Have you listened to their Teal album where they just do covers? Ray, you're a big Weezer
with
fan.
Africa.
Yeah, Africa and Take On Me.
Pork and Beans at least had the memes type of deal. Yeah, whereas Beverly Hills was just catering.
And it had the ka-chunk.
Things that I wanna do. I ain't got
Chunk,
nothing to
chunk.
say to you.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Pork and Beans music video though?
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's
the
great.
music video's fun.
They do the
That's what I'm
Mentos
saying,
and
like-
Coke, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Spray it
What if we
everywhere.
all?
Fun stuff.
What if we
They're
stopped the
internet
recording?
sensations.
What if we stopped recording right now?